Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of Cast Revive. I'm your host, as always, Matt Heimerl, and unfortunately, Steve is not here with us today, but I have the awesome knowledge man number 2 stepping up in the category of indie games, which is today's episode, Brian Husky.
Hi Matt. Hi everybody.
Thank you for being here. This is quite a treat because I don't have that much experience with indie games, so I'm really excited about seeing what you got to offer in your top 5 today.
They're about all I can afford to play, so
that's a really good thing about indie games is they are much more affordable, and sometimes are even better than the big blockbuster games that happen to come out.
Well, I find that indie games, because of their limited resources, have to go back to the basics. So for somebody like you, they're perfect because they always have that nostalgic hitch.
Yeah, and everybody knows that I'm my biggest thing is retro games. I love retro games, and if it doesn't have some kind of tie into it, I'm usually not a huge fan of it. But which is surprising that I'm not more into indie games because, like you said, a lot of them have that tie-in. Which some of the games that I've chosen and you've chosen, they definitely have that nostalgic throwback feel, which is great. What would you say is your favorite indie game that you've played?
My favorite indie game that I've played, probably Minecraft. I have to say that just because it's like a creative tool, and I'm a arguably creative person.
Yes, I would say so.
So it's fun. It's good.
Yeah, Minecraft is awesome. And considering when it first came out, and I saw it, I was like, who would play this? Like, this just looks visually. I mean, for a retro gamer to say that it looks visually disgusting is just horrible thing for me to say, but the game is strangely addicting. I mean,
it's like all the graphics are pretty bleh, but you can get mod packs.
Yes.
You can make them look really, really nice, or you can make them look really, really weird.
Yeah.
So it's a game that has something for everybody.
No, it does. I mean, Steve and I talked about this previously. Is like a lot of people are like, if it doesn't have good graphics, I don't want to play it. And the most important things are like gameplay or story. And Minecraft's gameplay can be as simple or as complex as you want to make it. And I think that's great because it appeals to a much more broader group of fans, which is why would you say it's probably the most successful indie title? Or at least one of them.
It's up there for sure. I mean, look how much it's blown up.
Yeah.
I can't click on anything on the internet without seeing something pop up to play Minecraft story mode from Telltale Games. It's like, so now they're getting into like franchising, I guess?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, independent stories based on basically a tool chest.
Yeah, I mean, and now that it's not even on just console, I mean, on PC anymore, you can do console, you can do I can get it on my phone, which is, I tried a demo of it, and it's, I don't recommend it on the phone or the iPad. It's very difficult, but the fact that they're branching out, they want to reach a wider group of people, and there's just so much more they can do with it. So indie games, that is going to be our episode for today, our top 5. Since Brian is our awesome guest, we're going to go ahead and start off with his number 5, and I want you all to let me know what you think. So what do we got here?
This is the title, I believe, like the opening menu for a game called Unholy Heights. And I don't know much about its backstory. I just know it's like very fun to play.
It's when I first heard this, it reminds me so much of Animal Crossing.
I was going to ask. It's KK Slider, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I have no idea what they're saying. I don't know if that's a real language.
You know, I remember when we had a previous project that we did together. I remember you did some episodes of this game, right?
Yeah.
So what is the basic premise of this game?
This at its most basic level, I think, is a tower defense game.
Okay.
It's also a property management game. Almost like a Tamagotchi as well, because you have to please your residents. You have to make them happy in order for them to do well. So basically, you have a hotel for monsters, and at night, monsters get hunted by people who wish to kill them, I guess.
Nice.
I think it's at night. I can't remember, actually. But it's one of the cycles. It's got like a day and night cycle, and you do stuff during the day or during the night. And then the flip side, you get all these villagers with pitchforks coming to murder you.
Nice. Yeah. Always friendly. Can you like build like a big city, or is it just like a small area you're in charge of?
It's one little apartment building.
Oh, okay.
And you can build it up. So, you get more floors and therefore more towers. So you have more of a defense against these rampant villagers.
Right. That's cool, though.
It's cool. Very cute. The music is really catchy, really like J-poppy, and I don't know. It captured me with its style.
Yeah, it looks cool. There's definitely, I think I have it on my Steam wish list of something I wanted to check out, because watching you play, it did look pretty interesting, and it seemed pretty simple in terms of like controls, to where it's not like overly complicated to really set up.
And it's like 35 cents. I think I don't even think I paid $1 for this game.
Wow.
That's one of the best things about it.
God bless indie developers. Yes. Just trying to get their game out there, and
oh yeah.
That's pretty cool though. Is this the only one in the series? Do they have any others, or?
I haven't seen anything else come out from this developer or under the same title, but they don't need to in my book. I think that's perfect.
Nice. That is Unholy Heights. And I want to check it out now.
You should.
I think I will, especially if it's 35 cents. I have no reason not to scoop this up. Speaking of games that are 35 cents, we'll jump into my next one, and I don't even know if this is still available for purchase. Fat Princess, baby. This game is awesome. And it ranks up there so high for me because it's one of the few games that my wife and I would play together for hours and hours and hours. This is the Cliffs theme for a level that had lots of cliffs that you could jump over and stuff like that. Very unique titles for these tracks. But the game is awesome. The whole idea is that you had to rescue a princess that was captured by the other team, and you could... If you would pick her up when she's thin, you could move very quickly. But if you fed her cake, she would become fat, hence the title of the game. And it became very, very hard and slow to move. So you'd want to get catapults to shoot you across the map. And it was just a very unique game, I thought, at the time. And one that I wish that they would make a direct sequel to. I know that did make a sequel that was just released, but apparently it was pretty bad.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was called Fat Princess Adventures. It was actually just released on December 5th.
Really?
Yeah, for the PlayStation 4, but it didn't get the best of reviews. But you had a warrior, an archer, a worker, a wizard, and a medic, I think, or just a healer class, a priest. And you could upgrade each form to do more things. And the worker could throw bombs and build different. Rebuild the walls and the doors and build different establishments in your town.
I think I was always the worker.
I was always the fire wizard. I just set people on fire. And I always tried to go for the achievement. I think it was like kill 70 or 100 in a row, something like that, without dying. And I thought I got close to that one time, but I guess not. That's one gold trophy that will always elude me.
Aw, you can recover your PS3 and play it, right?
Well, I think the servers are still online. I'm sure nobody still plays this game, but they would have AI take place of your team. So really just playing against computer opponents. And with as good as my wife and I were in this game, it would really just be like unfair.
And Cheryl loved this game too. I don't know what the appeal was, because every time I watched her play, she was just like off in a forest cutting down trees.
Yeah.
I don't think she knew what the purpose of the game was.
Well, I mean, that's one of the things I really love, which goes in the other games I've talked about, is that you didn't have to do any combat if you didn't want to in this game. Just be the worker. You focus on bringing supplies to the town, the upgrade, the buildings, because you had to upgrade in order to get the advanced forms of your class. So you start out as a soldier, and then you would upgrade to a warrior. If you didn't have enough lumber to upgrade the thing than any other team did, they're already more powerful than you. So you really needed some workers to really go out there and really build up your town, build up the defenses, and then build catapults so you can launch across the map. I miss this game.
Did they add classes at one point, or am I wrong about that?
No, they did. They added a DLC. They added some new maps, and they added the pirate, the ninja, and the giant.
I thought there was a pirate in this game.
Yeah, the pirate was cool. I tried to get good with the giant, but you just literally eat the class and just one shot them. But ninja was cool too because you could literally stealth, and if you hit from behind, I think it was a one-hit kill as well.
Of course, yeah.
But I wish I had made more. But the new game wasn't made by Titan Studios, who made the original Fat Princess. So it only got like a 66 out of 100, I think, score, which, well, what do scores really mean nowadays? If you like the game, you like the game.
Yeah.
But in a multiplayer game, I feel it's important because I don't want to play against bots. I want to play against other people. So
and the second one, or the Adventures, is still along the same lines? It's like a multiplayer co-op?
Yeah, it's supposed to be multiplayer co-op. It just they apparently made it like a lot more difficult to plan strategies and to build stuff, which is what made the original one so great. Anybody could just pick it up and play and have fun with it. So with a game of this style and like how cartoony and jokey it is, I don't feel you should really make it overly complicated. It takes away from the fun of it, which is what one of the reviews said. So they're waiting for like a true Fat Princess sequel, but if they haven't done one yet, I doubt we're going to see an actual true sequel in our lifetime.
Who made this? What was the studio?
Titan Studios.
Titan Studios
made the original Fat Princess.
So, unlike a lot of indie games, I never saw this one on a PC. This is just through the PlayStation 3 is how I knew it.
Yeah, it was just all it was PlayStation. Yeah, the new one was made by Fun Bits Interactive.
Fun Bits.
Yeah, it made a 67% rating is what it got. So,
I guess time will tell. I mean, it's only just December still.
Yeah, I mean, true. It's just I have a direct sequel to this with like 8 classes instead of 5, and more boards and more. The cool thing is that they released a PSP version. It was called Fistful of Cake that actually added like 4 new game modes.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, but they never brought that over to the PlayStation 3, which bummed me out because, I mean, more modes.
Yeah, definitely.
I like more options. Speaking of options.
Speaking of,
I don't have any more for this game.
Matt, can I ask you a question?
You can ask me multiple.
I've been listening to the show for a long time, as you know.
Oh, blush.
But I was wondering if you could tell me why the name Cast Revive.
Cast Revive is I used it because like in RPGs you would cast revive to bring someone back to life. I wanted to revive old video game music and retro gaming and stuff like that, and kind of bring it back to the forefront to what it was when I was growing up. So I'm trying to revive retro video game music, which I understand a podcast about video game music is I'm hitting a very small group of people, but the people like me who love video game music, finding a video game music podcast, you'd be like, oh my God, there's actually one out there.
And I think there's more people out there that want that than you would think, because, video game music is probably the second biggest reason I play games.
Yeah.
And the only reason I listen to music at all. So.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get more into modern gaming music because, like I said, I would say 95% of my passion for it comes from PS1 and earlier, but the new stuff is amazing, like the Elder Scrolls, the Warcraft series, like a lot of the orchestral soundtracks that are coming out. Even I caught some of the Just Cause 3 soundtrack, which was amazing. Uncharted has great. So I mean, there's a lot of new games, and that's why I like indie stuff as well, because the indie stuff is new, but it's a take on the old retro stuff.
Old feel.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
So that's where it came from. There are a lot of video game music podcasts out there, and a lot of them that are really, really good. Some that go more specific into the composers and their history, where this is just more top 5, quick, and just give you a little glimpse into these games that hopefully will, revive your passion for these games and go out and buy some of these retro games and have some fun with them.
Very cool. By the way, that wasn't like a marketing plug. We don't get paid to promote any of these games.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely not. And Steve said this before. None of this stuff is scripted. This is just on the fly. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I like questions. I encourage questions.
Yeah, that was a burning one of mine because I was like, maybe it's just his favorite spell.
Yeah, well, it kind of was because I was sitting there thinking, I was just like, man, I wish there was a way I could bring back like all this. And I was like, I could revive. I was like, wait, revive cast. I was like, wait a minute, this might work. My original name before that I had in a previous was VG Amnesia.
VG
Video Game Amnesia. Like people forgot about these old classic games and bring it back. But then I thought about it and I was like, people that have amnesia, I don't want to put like a bad spin on something that's supposed to be positive. So that's why
you'd probably get more search results though.
I probably would get.
It's like I need help with this amnesia problem.
Is that a particular thing you click on? What is this guy talking about? Metroid? What the hell is this?
Missed opportunity, I guess.
Yeah, I had the page for a while, and I had a demo episode done, but ultimately the name just. It was bothering me a little bit, so ultimately I didn't want to go forward with it if I wasn't 100% into
here
it.
We are.
So at least with this name, I can branch out into other stuff. I want to start doing like not let's plays, but like streaming games and start doing actual videos and stuff to where it can all incorporate underneath this name. So
you could do a series of videos where you just go around resurrecting dead players in MMOs.
I could. The top 10 revive spells and it shows
that'll be 10 gold, sir.
Yes. You're charging me to revive, but you're standing right there. 10 gold, or you're gonna have to walk.
Oh, those were the days.
Love it. Okay, what is? It's your turn, isn't it?
I think it is.
Speaking of knocking the dust off of some of these older games.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna jump into yours and see if you guys know what I mean by that horrible joke.
That was good. That takes a while to pick up, but it's so worth it once you get into the hook.
I like it. It's very calming track.
It is, but then it gets like it picks up the pace a little bit, and it's perfect for this game, which is Dust Force. The song is the magnetic tree, right?
Yes.
It's one of the stages in the game. The only thing I can remember about it is that it's really freaking difficult.
And you play janitors in this game, isn't that what it is? You're cleaning up the world, isn't that what it is?
You essentially play janitors, yeah. Ninjutsu acrobat janitors, and just think of the worst, most nightmarish jumping puzzle games, platformers.
They're becoming strangely popular. I mean, it's Super Meat Boy and Plus. I mean, you got Dust Force. You have. What was the other one that's out there right now? That's like super. That has all the throwbacks to all the old games. One of them you fight Ryu. Another one you fight, I think, Ganon.
What? I don't know.
You have to jump, but every time you touch a spike, you instantly die, or you get hit once. Like a spider will come down and scream at you, and you'll like freak out.
I think I know what you mean, but I don't. Really.
I need to look that. But I mean, there's a lot of them, and they're. You think that one of those games would be enough, just the punishment that it puts you through. To have multiple, it just shows how popular that this particular genre is.
Well, and this one stands out mostly to me anyway for its style, its graphical style, one, and two, the music is just so catchy. I mean, half of the soundtrack is on my like jogging playlist.
Nice.
For when I work out or whatever, because it's just so like. I don't know. What's the word? Like, emboldening? I don't know. There's something about the melodies in this that are really just empowering.
No, it's great.
And that's great because in a game like this where it's so frustrating to play, it's half the reason you want to hit continue. It's like, okay, well, now I can hear that music again at least, if anything.
And it's great that a lot of these indie games now, when they come out, they release the soundtrack with it, or it gives you an option to buy it. Whereas, a lot of the older games, you have to look for them online, but they put so much work into these soundtracks with the game that, I mean, I haven't heard really an indie game that has necessarily a horrible soundtrack. I mean, they're all so well done.
Oh yeah, and this one is super cool. And this game, in fact, really blew up, I think. Made it onto consoles like a year after it was released on the PC through Steam.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was part you can get it through the Humble Bundle. They had one.
And that's where I picked it up, actually, with the soundtrack, I think.
The Humble Bundle is great. If anybody doesn't know, it's you can sign up and pay like a certain amount for games, and the more you pay, you get more for it. Like you could pay $10 and get like 5 games, or pay $15 and get games and the soundtracks, or you unlock more. And the money goes to charity, or part of the money goes to charity.
You get to decide where the money goes to. And the way it used to be, I think, if it's not still the same, is you could pay like a cent and get 4 of the games that are on that list. But with charity included and developer support, you can spend $10 on the bundle and put $8 to charity, $1 to developers, and then $1 to Humble Bundle for doing it all.
But, okay, that's cool.
So you can spread it out however you feel best.
That's really, really cool.
But so many good deals, and usually the soundtracks are included with a lot of the indie games, which is very, very nice.
Definitely, because I mean, yeah, like when these games first come out, like you said, you want to continue playing these games because just the music is so good, and it's just now you have them on your jogging soundtrack, and they're more accessible, which is important, especially I think for an indie developer trying to get out there to share everything you can with everyone. So. And this game was multiplayer too. I believe it was. You could do a 4-person multiplayer.
So it was what do they call it? Like LAN play. I mean, I don't think you could do online multiplayer.
Oh, I got you.
But I mean, just doing it by itself, the game, like 50 plus levels, and then I think if you bought it on console, they had 150 fan created levels to play through as well. So it just never ending.
That's really, really cool. Yeah. Anytime developers give a community a chance to create their own maps, the game is automatically a hit in my book. It just
indie devs, man.
It increases the longevity and the fun of the games, I feel, and which is why Mario Maker is so popular.
Yeah,
It's a game devoted to just making levels, and it's good stuff.
Nintendo finally caught on.
Yeah, about time. They just need to add more Mario stuff in there. I need Mario 2. Mario 2. But we won't go into that because that's another tangent. So Dustforce, very cool, very cool. Another game I need to check out, and I need to start building my Steam library.
Oh yeah,
everything I bought, I have like older stuff. Like I have Commander Keen,
Commander
the Duke Nukem. I got Team Fortress 2, and I bought Skyrim with all the add-on packs for like $5, but my computer's not powerful enough to play it, so it's literally just sitting there. So, but I was like, $5, I can't pass that up. Someday I'll have a computer that can actually run this game decently.
For sure, and then all those mods.
Yeah.
All those mods.
Yeah, I heard there was like a Final Fantasy mod for one of them. I was like, oh, that would be so you run around as like Cloud with like the Buster Sword. I was like, yes, that is awesome. Needs to happen. So let's move on to
your number 4, right?
Are we on? Is this my number 4? Yes.
Yeah.
Number 4. Okay. Here we go. Plants vs. Zombies. Addiction Overload. This game was another game I play with my wife. But this game was so much fun because I am a huge, huge fan of like tower defense games.
Oh, yeah.
And the variety and just the humor in this game was just awesome. It was just awesome. I haven't played the second one or the Garden Warfare. I'm more fans of the original, but Do you have any experience with Plants vs. Zombies?
I completed this game. This is one of the few games that I played all the way through. And I don't know if it's just because it's got like an addicting soundtrack or if it's like the play style is just something that I can do. For me, I like plants. I would garden if I had any kind of patience or ambition at all. But this is perfect for me because I can get like a killer garden going.
There you go. And you can kill things that are trying to destroy your hard work.
Zombies. I mean, zombies deserve it.
That's
so
right.
If you can kill them with plants, that's just all the better for
My wife was actually giving me a hard time because I was like, this is I'm picking this track because I love this track. She's like, you're not picking the ending theme where they sing about everything. I was like, I have more like, if I heard that song, it would take me a second to really like, oh, that's right, that's the ending to this. But when I hear this, I know exactly it's Plants vs. Zombies.
No, come on. It's got to be the other way around. The little singing daffodil or whatever.
It is awesome. I mean, it is awesome. But...
Unmistakable. the final stage, the music for the final stage where you're on the roof and you fight, I don't want to, spoilers, please, but there's like a giant doctor or something that you're trying to kill.
I'm gonna play just a little clip of it so people can hear in case they haven't yet. Oh, I will in a sec because we're getting an ad, which is horrible.
See? No other game has that.
It's so catchy and cute.
Of course it is.
There's a little sunflower singing while zombies are dancing in the pool. Just imagine the person like, hey, I want you to come and write a song about like the end of this game. It's got to be silly and it's got to be funny and it works on so many levels.
See, there's no like big muscly dude with like 50 guns strapped to his chest. It's a little flower. That's the hero of this game.
It's true. Without the sunflower, there'd be no other plants. That brings in the light.
Oh, in this respect, yeah, of course.
He was like, "Wait a minute,
I didn't know they were that vital. I've been doing it wrong."
Oh, good stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure how much they advanced in the second one, and then I know Garden Warfare is like a first-person shooter type game with it, which it looked okay, but it's not a tower defense style game, which is what I remember for this game, and that's why I made it into my only number. I can't believe we're only on number 4.
Well, it's the joy of conversation.
That's true. we are kicking it deep. Anything else you gotta throw? What was your favorite? What was
plant?
Your favorite plant?
I feel like that's important.
It is important.
I like the night stages because there were a lot of mushrooms, which I thought were cool. And then I think I would have to say that my favorite is the coffee plant. Right? Can't you give them like a coffee bean or there's like a coffee? Is that a power up? Am I thinking of a power up?
Maybe.
There's a coffee bean that you have to use. Excuse me, to wake up some of the sleeping plants so that you can use them during the different cycles. And I always use that because I found that like using the mushrooms in the daytime stage is really cool. So I would bring the coffee with me. Usually.
Nice. Gatling gun for me.
The Gatling gun.
It was awesome.
The walnut.
The thing is, my OCD with this game though was out of control. I had to have the walnuts in the front, and I had to have a slow whatever, or I had to have the piranha plant behind it, so to reach over, grab it, and eat it. So everything had to be in a row. I couldn't just have stuff placed.
That strategy. What you're talking about is you had to have the walnuts in exactly the same column,
and then the plants.
I'm the same way.
And if anything got destroyed or eaten, I'm freaking out. She's like, just put one here. I can't. Walnuts got to go first.
Yeah, and this walnut's already cracked. I got to get rid of it because it doesn't look like the other walnuts.
And then I had to have those little mines. Where were them? I think the mines
were
spuds. I think they were right in front of the walnut.
In front of the walnut.
I think it was that to blow it up and kind of let people know that they were about to walk into some crap.
Some doo-doo.
Walk into some dudes. All right, I could go on about that game forever. So let's move on to your number 3.
Oh, man.
Which is Beast. I had to play a little bit long because I was really getting into it for a sec.
It's such a good song. Without, I mean, you know what it is, but if you heard that, what would you think it was for? That music?
I don't know, honestly,
because it's so everywhere, isn't it?
It's a very adventurous sounding. So it's like, I feel like I'm searching for something, getting ready to Scooby-Doo some stuff.
Faster Than Light. FTL, the battle music, but it changes depending on who you're fighting. So this is you're fighting a ship full of rockmen,
nice,
which is one of the races in the game, and all of that sounds very deep. But it's what would you call this? It's like a roguelike. And
okay,
it takes place on a spaceship that you designed, or that the game designed for you, and you can kind of set rooms in different places and man it with your own crew, which you can name, and I always do. I always have Maddie at the helm.
Nice.
And,
leading into the victory.
Yeah, of course. And it's the goal of the game is to get from one side of this little galaxy to the other, and you're supposed to be carrying some super important information against the evil Republic or Confederate or whoever.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
And it's very difficult. Again, like a lot of these games with the great soundtrack, the reason you keep playing it is to hear more of the music, because it is so unforgiving.
That's what I heard. I heard this game is very, very difficult.
So unforgiving. If you play on anything other than easy, you just won't have a good time with the game.
So is it similar to like a tiny Death Star or whatever the new the game I just get the Fallout Shelter? But do you have to build those rooms and that's how you advance, or
not really? So it's if you think of like a path that has different nodes on it,
right?
And then more like a tree, so you can go left or right or up or down into these different nodes in different parts of the galaxy. You have like a little quadrant, and then you spend your turns moving around the quadrant, and there could be other ships on different tiles that you don't see right away.
Oh, okay.
You can go through like an asteroid belt and have to deal with that.
Is it a long game, would you say?
It can take a while to get through, a complete little thing. But it's more of it's less of a story-driven game and more of a skill-driven game. Or
okay.
So maybe like an hour and a half tops if you're playing really well. But chances are you'll get to like the third quadrant and just get sucked into a black hole, or half your crew will try to go and save another crew on a ship and they'll get killed, or it's just completely random and very, very fun.
If you lose, do you have to start over? Or
yeah.
So there's no save points.
Over.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wow. So it really is unforgiving.
Yep. I once I made it to the final quadrant on a ship that was completely on fire. I had one crew person left, and he's running out of oxygen because my oxygen room is on fire and destroyed.
Sweet.
And so here's the enemy battleship, and here's my little fleet. They're like so hopeful that I'm there. It's like, oh, he's got the information needed to destroy the final bad guy, and then my ship just explodes.
Yes. Oh, how horrible.
Oh, yeah. But I went out to some really good music. And like I said, there's maybe like 5 different races. Whenever you fight a different race,
right.
It's the same kind of tune. but with a different jauntiness or a different, severity to it based on who you're fighting, and it's really, really cool.
Is it random who you encounter, or is it? Do you have
It's
to
based
choose?
on the quadrant you're in.
Okay.
Yeah. So you move to the second zone, and it's the Rockman zone, or you can go to the NG zone.
Okay.
It's like a little diminutive, technologically advanced race. They're pretty cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
I don't like space games because they make me feel very isolated. And this soundtrack, some of the more severe, songs in it are just they can put you with that sense of unease.
Right.
Like I'm alone in this void. It's very good though.
That's cool though. Yeah, it's one of the games I've seen people play on Twitch, and it always looked complex. Like it looked like everything was on the line, and you couldn't really make any mistakes. Otherwise, you're literally done.
Oh, you can't.
And that's a hard kind of game to do in space, because you're already like, I'm already trapped and isolated, and if I make a mistake, I'm literally done. And there's
terrifying.
No save points.
when your airlocks are open and your ship's on fire, and you freak out, and as soon as you panic, you're done.
What was that last person? Me, who was struggling for air?
It's actually me. You had died. You had already died, and I had to go take the helm.
Did I abandon ship to save other people?
I think you just died due to lack of oxygen. I'm not
I just parked myself in the pantry. If I'm going out, I'm eating all the food. Yes. Time roll for the win.
That's right.
Good stuff. Faster than light. Like it. So go faster than light and pick up that game.
As you should.
Bam! God,
that was a good one, man.
I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. Here's my number 3. Aquaria.
I like that. I've never heard of this game.
It's pretty cool. It's a pretty intense puzzle game.
Yeah.
You follow a character called, I think it's Nyjah is how it's pronounced. But she's a mermaid-like creature, and she can transform into different types of creatures depending on what puzzle that you need to do. Either take out enemies or pass through walls. And basically, as you go through the game, you're uncovering more about the area of the world that you're in, and more about like her past and stuff like that. So it's really cool. As you complete each puzzle, you unlock a little like extra a piece into her life, and it's really cool. It is a gorgeous looking game, and I'm a big fan of Echo the Dolphin, any aquatic style game. So when I first saw this being played, I think it was AGDQ, there's a speedrunning charity marathon, and I was like, oh my god, this game looks awesome. And he was actually playing the soundtrack rather loud, so I was like, whoa, that sounds really cool. So I went and checked it out, and I was like, yep, this is gonna have to be a
this is for me.
Yeah, it just I'm not a huge fan of puzzle games. Like, not that I'm too stupid to do them. It's just I don't have the
patience.
I don't have the patience.
You need the patience. Yeah,
you do. And I've played, and after coming from all my retro experience, I've put my time in the puzzle games, and I end at Myst. That's where I end my puzzle games. So
Final Fantasy X.
Yeah, but Myst, I couldn't get past the first room.
Aww.
So that was it. Like, seriously, I literally walk in, I open up the book that had the video in it, and then I just turn the console off because I have no idea what to do.
They don't give you any help in Myst.
They don't. Myst is brutal.
Is this that kind of a puzzle game,
no,
or is this
no.
like colored bricks and?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not as difficult as Myst, but it's more of an Echo the Dolphin style. You're going back and forth as you get different forms to unlock different caverns and different areas of the game. But overall, it's fun. It's fun. It's definitely worth checking out if you love aquatic puzzle type games that have really soothing music.
I think you know where I sit with anything underwater.
Yeah, but there's no like big evil. There's no Dark Age of Camelot or Monster Hunter Tower aquatic stuff coming at you.
Doesn't have to be that. It just has to be a very large fish, and I'll freak out.
Brian, it's a goldfish. But yeah, it's a 2D side scrolling game. It came out in 2007. Yeah, it came out in 2007.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so and it actually was released for the iOS devices in 11, so you can get it on your iPad, iPhone, stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Again, more accessible to people, but I believe they play a little bit differently on the iOS than it did on the PC. I haven't picked it up for iOS yet. I'm interested to see actually what how much that costs. If it's like $10, I'll probably scoop it. But get it on Steam. Get it on Steam.
You can tell this is an indie game because it's been out for 8 years and I've never heard of it.
Yeah,
that's good though.
It was part of the Humble Bundle, So the actual soundtrack you could actually purchase individually. You don't have to get the game. So it was pretty well received. It was fun. I definitely recommend checking it out. The game was Aquaria. We're going to jump into yours because this next one is a bit of a doozy.
Jump into my what?
Jump into your...
I can see the struggle on your face. My number 2 is what he's trying to say.
I'm going to say something inappropriate. I had to catch myself there. Can't help it. So anyway, here we go. This song literally put me to sleep.
In the best way, right? Because it's just so soothing. I don't know.
It is very soothing. This is what game?
This is a little unknown game called Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah. Oh my god. Hours. Just out digging really big holes in dirt, gathering up rocks, listening to this.
The best thing about Minecraft, and like you said, with the different mods that you can get, is the only thing limiting you is your imagination. You can literally... I watched a dude... Well, I didn't watch him, but he built a train track from, like, supposed to be one side of, like, the world to the other. He was going for, like, I think, like, 13 days straight or something like that of just nonstop running. I was just like, that's how massive that this is.
You know what's crazy about that is I will never leave, like, my little starting zone, and I'll worry about resources. I could go anywhere. Yeah. There's iron over there. I just gotta go find it. But I worry so much about resources in this game.
You come back, your whole town is destroyed.
My fake metal and wood, and I'm sitting. I can't spend this on a bucket. I really need it for some shears.
It was fun. I mean, I don't have much experience with it except for what you introduced me to. For a little project you were doing, we were building our city.
You made a catacombs.
Yeah, and it was fun. Like, I can absolutely... I don't think I have the patience to mine for stuff. I just want to be like, just give me unlimited of whatever I want, and I'll just
turn on cheat mode.
Yeah, turn on cheat mode.
Yeah.
But I can absolutely see why it is such a popular and engaging game, because it really does... I mean, it really does help build your imagination and your thinking skills and stuff like that. And I think that's why it's... In a lot of, like, I don't know necessarily daycare is the right word for it, but my daughter, we were taken to some places and they had a computer room that was dedicated just to a Minecraft room.
Really?
And there was a teacher in there actually explaining building techniques and how these different shapes work together. And I think that's just really cool. Because a lot of people, when people think of video games, I'm like, don't let your kid play video games, it's just bad. But it's really not. There's a lot of really good critical thinking skills you can get from some of these games. And I think Minecraft is really one of them that's really going to help develop in terms of people engineering certain things and really, I need to put these two things together. How do I get these things? And I have to think about how to do that. And I think that's just awesome.
There was an article I saw. I didn't read it, but the headline was like, what Minecraft is doing for future architects. And I don't know. I think that says something powerful about this game.
Absolutely. I mean, I've seen videos of people recreating like Midgar in Final Fantasy VII. I mean, and the stuff people have done with it is just amazing.
There was a recreation of the city of Dale from The Hobbit.
Oh, wow.
So he did the mountain, right there with the dwarven gates, and then he had the town of Dale out in front of it. He did the wall, he did everything, and it was just so, I mean, really well done. And it's obviously the scale of that is just ginormous, and that to do something like that, you're not playing Minecraft per se, you're using it as a creative tool, which again, I mean, you could do it any number of ways. There are mods that let you play this as Battlefield.
Yeah.
If all you want to do is shoot Lego men, you can do that, but why?
Yeah,
you can create anything with this.
Yeah, that was definitely the fun aspect for me. Is like I said, not actually gathering, which I can understand the exploration and gathering all the materials yourself, but only to get back and be like, I need one more. I have to go all the way. Nope, cheat mode. Just give me 5,000, and I'll just build straight up.
No, me, I'm a farmer. Yeah. I'll make crop fields for days.
Yeah, but that's great that it offers it, for both. Any kind of gameplay for the diehard, or the lazy casual like myself that who doesn't play it very often. When he does, I want to build something huge right now. I don't want to go and do it.
I want a tower made of diamonds.
Yeah, I mean, let's just do it. Have floating diamond swords all around it, screaming my name, and all this cool stuff.
This music that's playing right now. It's Sweden. I think the composer is a guy from Germany, C418 or whatever, 148, something like that. I'm so sorry, I can't get it right. But he did all the
C418.
There you go. So he did all the music that plays like while you're exploring or while you're idling around, doing nothing. And then he has these records that you can build a record player in Minecraft and play the records on.
That's cool.
And they're all little neat kind of chiptune tracks that are really cool.
Minecraft. What have you done?
Could go on about it for hours.
You really could. I mean, like I said, I don't have that much experience with it, but I can appreciate what it does and how people make a living off of just playing this game, live streaming
for sure.
And people just love it. And the stuff people can do artistically with it it's inspiring. I can absolutely see the value in it. So we're gonna move into something that gets things bumping. This one set us down a nice calm pace. We're gonna start clacking those knees together, and
I think I know what this is.
Bebopping and scatting all over the place. So here we go. Shatter. The track name is Aurora. And this game is this soundtrack in this game is it's so excuse me, so like fast paced and intense, and I love the techno vibe to it. It really, like I said, it gets you bumping.
It's the other half of my jogging soundtrack.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. This has got some really, really good songs in it. Songs? Pieces? Tracks?
Sound? Yeah. They all work. They all work.
I don't know what this game is about, though. I think it's like a kind of a puzzle.
It's a brick busting game, like
brick busting.
Yeah, I mean, okay, and you have different power ups. It's related to an old game called Arkanoid, but you can do you have more moves instead of just hitting up. You could suck pieces in, blow them back to do additional effects. You had certain power-ups and things like that. Okay. So a more modern take on a classic game.
For sure.
But very flashy and just had a lot of really, really cool things in it. And the soundtrack, for this kind of game, you definitely have to have a very upbeat, high-tempo soundtrack. And I feel that...
you can't do Atari music for this kind of game anymore.
But it's not just being the back and forth. I mean, you're blowing stuff up and all these bright lights going everywhere, and you're just like you're headbanging and throwing pies at the wall and just getting really excited about playing this game.
Is that what happens in here?
That's what happens.
It's all these stains on the wall. It's from shatter pies.
You don't do that?
No.
Am I the only one that wastes food like that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, probably not.
This was released in 2009 on PlayStation Network, and it was actually released in 13 on iOS. Everything's coming out on iOS devices now.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't have a PS3 or a normal computer or anything like that, you can get it. It's definitely worth checking out. It got really, really good reviews and a high score. I think at 84% or something like that. So. But there's not much else to really say about this game. I mean, it's a brickbuster. If you've played one, you'll understand the basic gameplay of it. It's just there's more to it, more options, more ways of getting through the level, and plus this soundtrack makes you just want to dance.
Well, it sounds like a soundtrack for like a story-driven game.
Yeah,
but there's no story.
No,
you're a little brick busting machine, and you
that's
use spread shot or whatever. I don't know.
You have the paddle that the ball will bounce back and forth, but you can get different power-ups that add additional moves to it. So you're not necessarily shooting. You're still doing the back and forth, but there's a lot more of it going on. And like I said, a lot flashier.
God, this almost reminds me of Time Splitters too, like something out of that.
Oh, Time Splitters.
We'll have to do a Time Splitters podcast.
We need to have a Time Splitters LAN as well. We had so much fun just popping in, playing 4-player Time Splitters. And
4-player, but then what, like 32 computers or something like that?
On like the highest difficulty. Yeah. You're just running around. You just see people blown in half all over the place.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, classic. Shatter, 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 shatter. That was Shatter.
That was Shatter.
Check it out. We're going to move on to your number one. We're getting close. We only got 2 more to do. So I think you're ready. So this is this one I just recently discovered, thanks to you.
I just recently discovered this.
So we're going to let it play a little bit longer, and we'll talk about it.
All right.
I really like that part. I wanted it to play a little bit longer.
The Oh my god. You know me. I'm not into the retro sounding music as much as you are. This game's soundtrack floored me.
Yeah.
I can't say I have listened to this every single day since I discovered it.
And that says a lot.
That's not a lie. For a game that came out in 2015, we're talking about Undertale, by the way. Came out in 2015, and it's the top of my indie gaming list for music. It's incredible.
Yeah, this soundtrack. When you first saw it, you're like, "Yo, check out this track or check out this game and listen to it." And I did, and I was like, and this is where like I kind of go back to what I was saying earlier in terms of games having a retro feel to it. There's a certain track, I can't remember the title of it, but I sent it over to Brian in a text. I said, "This reminds me of a Battletoads track."
Yeah,
and it has that feel to it, and I love it. I love that throwback, just the people that have the appreciation for where games have come from to where they are now, and it's just it's great to hear that stuff.
Interestingly enough, if you there's a song from this game. I think it's called Dog Song. That he made with Mario Paint.
Really?
He made it, and if you play it, it sounds like it sounds like Mario Paint.
And
that's because it is
Mario Paint.
Yeah, it's called Dog Song, and I want to say this too. I don't know a thing about this game because I haven't played it yet. It's just the soundtrack. You can see the cars bopping up and down, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think there's some low points that he had to go in and like edit. Toby Fox is the creator of Undertale and the guy who did all the music for it. Just incredible. It's incredible that this one guy has, well, not only this game, but like 111 or something tracks on this album that he did.
Wow.
Just incredible. And it's all over the place. I mean, it's got that like nostalgic, Nintendo kind of sound to it sometimes. And then it's got these really deep and like mournful tracks that are just, I don't know, a little bit of jazz thrown in with the Ghost song, the Ghost Fight song, which I think is the Battletoads one that you.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But absolutely amazing. And like I said, I haven't played this game yet. I bought it last night.
Nice.
It was on sale for Steam because I only buy things that are on sale on Steam. But I'm gonna launch into it. It looks like it was made with Microsoft Paint, but that's not gonna stop me.
No, it does look really cool. Like I said, most of my gaming now comes in the form of Twitch, where I watch people play them, and I decide, because I just having a daughter and in school, it's hard for me to really get into these new games, but I see it and I was like, this is something that, and this game specifically is one that I would like to play. It actually looks like a lot of fun, and one my computer can run. That's another important factor. As my computer is not the fastest in the world, so I have trouble playing even older games, but this looks like it'll run okay.
I tell you, I know every track in this game, but I don't know a thing about I'm so eager to avoid spoilers for this game. And I don't know that it'll be anything great.
Right.
But with the soundtrack alone, like, I have to expect greatness from it.
I mean, I've read that it does a lot of nods to older games that that you'll pick up. So and with some of the songs that just sound funny, it sounds like there's going to be a lot of emotion going on in this game. Like, you'll laugh at certain parts, you'll be sad at some parts, other parts
I hope
you'll
want
to throw pies at the wall like I did. So
maybe I'll start throwing pies. For this one.
Yes.
Who knows?
Spreading it. That's the new thing. That's going to be the new term. Throwing pies at the wall.
Oh, jeez.
Yes. Well, good number one.
Yeah, for sure.
And it just goes to show you that this is a game you haven't played and only recently got into, and it's the top of your list. Just to show that how powerful that this soundtrack and this composer can be. So it's very exciting. I'm interested to hear your take on the game. So, and then maybe I'll log into your Steam and download it. But
you'll just get like a string of text from me one day. It's just like reading a book.
Level 1 complete. Like, here's what happened. Level 2. Yes, love it. All right, we're going to move into my number one, which
I'm excited.
Is a brain beater, but I'll explain why in a few. Decided to let that go a little bit longer. It takes a little while to get going. I
had no idea what was happening.
This is Bit Trip Runner. This game is totally unforgiving. You basically take control of a guy named Commander Video, and you have
Is that his name?
Yeah. and you have to run. You're running through this stage, jumping and sliding under obstacles, and if you hit even the slightest hiccup, it sends you all the way back to the beginning of the board.
And the music.
Oh, and the music, yes.
The music is dependent on your success in the level, right?
Yep. How many? There's these like coins or whatever it is, like items that you grab, and how far you go and how many you pick up. The music changes and gets more intense the farther you go, and it just builds up into this like and then all of a sudden you go back to the beginning. It's like, as you heard from the beginning, that's the very beginning. Like, oh, this is kind of, and then you're getting excited because you're getting farther, you're getting more stressed. The music's getting bigger and bigger and faster. It's like, oh my god, I can't take everything that's going on. And then you get right to the end and you hit a wall and it takes you all the way back to the beginning and you just use every swear in the known universe and I love it.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the best kind of pain is it comes from adversity of video games, right?
Absolutely. And this game comes, there's a lot. There's BitTrip Beat, BitTrip Core, BitTrip Void, Fate, Flux, and Runner. And then there's a BitTrip Runner 2 that I know that came out. There's a lot. And each game is different. There's like a Pong version that is very bright and like really cool music. But then if you fail, it turns to like old black and white Pong. And the music's just like, nah.
What?
Yeah, then you have to do well, and then the color starts to slowly fade back in. Then it gets faster and builds back up.
Gosh.
It's really, really cool. It's a game built around the music.
Yeah,
which is what I love. That definitely is without this type of music, the game just wouldn't be as fun. And it's very, very catchy, and it has to be for how brutal it is. But one that's super, super fun.
Does BitTrip Runner have anything to do with Super Meat Boy?
I don't believe so.
No? I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it did for some reason. I could be completely off.
It could be. I don't know. I don't think that. I never played Super Meat Boy, so I'm trying to look real quick just to see if I see anything. There's a bonus stage based on Pitfall.
We can just take the safe bet and assume I'm wrong.
But there was an independent chiptune band, Anamanaguchi, actually contributed some of the songs to the soundtrack. So that's something as well. They're a chiptune retro style band,
and they do like live shows and stuff too when they tour. Anamanaguchi also did the soundtrack for the Scott Pilgrim.
That's right.
Game.
That's right. That game was fun.
Very well. I mean, it was better because of the soundtrack. Again, but I mean, like a side scroll beat 'em up. It's not.
Although Anamanaguchi turned us down for an interview before. Damn you.
Well,
So.
Can you blame him? I mean, I know us, and
yes,
I wouldn't interview us.
Because we're like reaching like dozens of people. So,
Thank you guys.
Yes, you guys rule. Appreciate it. So yeah, that's my number one, man. BitTrip Runner. It's
that's a good pick.
It's a great pick. It's a great game. Yeah. If you love games that just you don't want to put it down, like okay, just one more try, and you keep going at it, and it's one of those games that you get better every time you play it, and the boards get faster and faster, and stuff just becomes a blur. And it's
like I said, this game literally rewards you with good music.
Yeah.
For playing the game well.
Yeah.
So I mean
exactly.
That's just killer to me.
So anything you want to throw in there?
Anything I want to throw in? What do you mean?
I don't know. On the closing out, anything?
Well, do you have a pie around? I could throw it at the wall.
I wish. I'd love to have a pie right now.
No, that's really it. I mean,
other than Undertale, any new other games or anything you're currently playing that?
Well, I mean, I'm currently playing World of Warcraft. But
true.
That's not retro or cool.
Well, 04, 11 years ago, we can we'll say that we can say that's somewhat retro.
I find it's incredibly difficult for me to focus on anything other than the challenge mode Yeti right now.
Yeah. Well, when you're also paying monthly for a game, I can understand that taking up. I play it as well, so it takes up a lot of the time.
You could say I'm paying to listen to the soundtrack, though.
That's true. That is true, and it has. I went over this in a previous episode. World of Warcraft has some amazing music, and I think it's only gotten better with each expansion. Personally, now that Jeremy Soule is
Mists of Pandaria,
yep.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have to get into that.
Yep, absolutely. So other than that, check us out: Facebook, Shout Engine, iTunes, Twitter @CastRevive. Follow us. Give me your comments. negative or positive. I don't care. I'm encouraging conversation. What would you have in your top 5 indie list? Or give me a suggestion for a future episode. Steve will be back next week. And we got a really cool one next week as well. Like I said, all of ours are based off of your suggestions. So Nick gave us one that we'll be doing for next week. So if there's one that you want, just leave us a message on our page or on a Shout Engine and let us know what you want. And we'll throw it in the pool. We pick them randomly each week. So yours will get picked eventually.
Yeah, he means literally a pool that he throws all the paper into.
Yep. I take my shirt off. I dive on in, splash around. My wife throws pies at me, so it's great.
Just pie throwing.
I don't know. I'm obsessed with pies right now. People stopped listening like 20 minutes ago and just like, is he still talking about pies?
Let's go to the store and get some pies. Do you want to do that?
Let's do it. Done.
Thanks for having me on, man.
No problem. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you bringing your indie game knowledge to the table because you definitely are the forefront man for indie knowledge.
In this household, yeah.
No, I'd say pretty much in Florida. I would give that title to you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Put me on a pedestal.
That's right. Every week, baby. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And we're going to leave you with a little intro music to the original Angry Birds. That's right. Angry Birds. I went there. So we'll see you next week.
Bye.